now.
Well, on Facebook land, thank you for tuning in. And we're going to be live here shortly from the Valley City Parks and Recreational Summer Concert Series, Music in the Park. We're here at the Historical Bandshell in Valley City in the city park. And so we'll be, my camera crew is saying I'm not short enough. We'll be going live with the music here very shortly. And so thanks for tuning in. Feel free to share this live feed with your friends. Typically, my videos, when you look at them, they're going around the world, and you know somebody who would enjoy some great music tonight. Thanks for tuning in, and do enjoy the rest of the concert. So, thanks again, guys. Let's give Diane your mic.
Facebook right now. I'll tell you later. I don't know why I just said that. So I was going to tell you something that I forgot. I'm on 2. Yeah. I'm on Oh, you're singing Northernland by myself? I could sing. Oh, Philly. You're like, y'all need to love this. I still hug my residents every day. Good evening. Oh, did you power it on? Oh, it might help if I turn the volume up.
Good evening. Whoa, that was loud. I think everybody hears me now, right? Good evening.
Good evening.
Nice to see you all on this nice, sunshiny, beautiful evening here in North Dakota at the City Park. Good to see you guys. Thanks for coming. Tonight, we've got lots happening here. We've got Greg back with us, which is awesome, and his Japanese brogue. Is that what they call it? No, I don't know. Anyway, it's good to have Greg with us. First of all, though, I want to let you know, it's nice to be back in the park. How many are happy to be in the park, or did you prefer the other? Okay. I know that we tried to accommodate earlier in the season, and we thought we'd give this a shot, and you guys are just so awesome. You do such a good job of social distancing and respecting one another, and we just really appreciate that. So thank you. You can thank yourselves for that one. First of all, special thanks tonight also goes to Riverside Gardens, Lee Root Schultz, Matthias Funeral Home, Empire Home Furnishings, Dakota Bank, Bridge City Dentistry, the Chamber of Commerce, Brothers 3, and Quality Alignment and Brake. I'm going to put a plug in for them. Call G, he's my husband, and he'll help you, okay? All right. And then also News Dakota, they get all the ads out on, or all the word out on who's coming each week, so make sure you listen to them. Also, Bridges Arts Council, they're a huge help to me and to help fund and help bring programs each year. The Myron Summerfield family, CVB, and the North Dakota Council of the Arts, as well as Cass County Electric is also a sponsor for us. So special thanks to all of them that make things possible, our programs possible each year. First of all, restrooms are in back. I think everybody pretty much knows that. I will pass the bucket as usual. I've got a huge bucket, so you don't have to touch anything or anything. So we're trying to keep things as safe as possible for everybody here tonight. So, and then of course the Parks and Rec is another sponsor where I belong. So that's why you put up with me each week. And then I just was going to do a little plug. We've got our Valley City Parks and Recreation Month in July. It's a national observation of doing different things in our parks, and we've got a lot of different parks here in Valley. So unfortunately this year we had to limit a lot of our activities due to COVID, but we are going to have a movie in the park tomorrow night. Last year we had one, and we had the screen right up here on the band shell. People sat outside. It was actually really a lot of fun. So if you have a chance and are looking for something to do, it doesn't start till 9 o'clock. So not sure if that's past your bedtime or not. I don't know. But anyway, bring your lawn chairs, your blankets, your kids, your grandkids, whoever, and come out and enjoy the name of the show. Let me see if I can see what that is. It's called Sonic the Hedgehog. I don't know. I'm not familiar with that one. I don't have kids at home anymore, but it's a comedy and it'll be a fun one for all ages. So make sure you do that. Also on Sunday, just to give you a heads up, also Connect Church as well, along with New Life Assembly, will be having their services outside here on the band shell. Again, everyone is welcome. They encourage you to bring your lawn chair and come and worship with them. They would just love to have you all here with them. So that's another happening here. Okay, and one more thing to tell you about is next week we're going to do something a little different. We're going to have a comedy night. So come on out. We've got a couple local comedians, Jenny Lou Russi and Spencer Dobson. I guess they're awesome. They do a good job with a lot of good comedies. So if you're wanting to laugh and hear some good jokes, have some variety in your life, come on out and listen to Jenny Lou and Spencer. And now tonight, back to where I began. I always have too long a list here. But anyway, I'd like to, we're very, very, very privileged to have Greg in our midst. He's so handy. And he's come to my rescue so many times. Very grateful to him. But tonight we're going to welcome to the stage Greg Hager. Please welcome him.
All right, kid 20, can you get the mic? It is an honor to be back here in Valley City and to get to be on this very historic band shell. One of the things that Diane probably wouldn't say, but I'll say for her, is one, she does a great job getting all the acts coordinated. So let's just thank Diane for everything that she does. The bucket of which she spoke earlier is for collecting donations for continuing the restoration on the band shell here. You need only look a little bit and see that there are still some structural items that need to be addressed with the band shell to make it good for another almost 100 years. And so when she's coming around and with her bucket, your dollars are going toward the restoration projects for the band shell. As far as here as a performance, the way that you could say thank you to us, stop by, look at some music, maybe drop $1 in the jar. We don't charge the park for doing the concert here. It's just a privilege and an honor to be back in my hometown. What others wanted me
don't look back. Live every day like it could be your last, with no regrets. Live this way and you're sure to go far. Be who you are. And here's the moral to the story. You may not get rich, but you'll be happy. Follow your dreams, it'll be okay. Be who you are, follow your dreams, don't look back. Live every day like it could be your last, with no regrets. Live this way and you're sure to go far. Be who you are. Live this way and you're sure to go far. Be who you are. Be who you are. Thank you so much. Thank you. It's so nice to look out and see a park full of people. It's beautiful. Over at my table, I do have some little reminders. It's the Be Who You Are band, and I had those made up so that you could take something and give it to a youngster in your life or your experience and remind them that they are made special, that they shouldn't change for anyone, that they should be who they are, to follow their interests and their dreams. And joining us on the stage here is our oldest daughter. This is Hannah. And since she graduated high school and started working full-time, I don't get her as often for the show. So she's got a couple of highlights here tonight, and she's going to tell you about this great place that we call home.
Mysteries of nature cannot be explained by man. Same thing goes for love. Oh, they've tried, but no one can. back up here.
Thank you, Hannah. She'll be up a little bit later. She, as you know, Hannah can do something really special that dear old dad cannot, and so we'll have her do a little bit of yodeling a little later. But it's an honor to be here. Last night we had a concert over in Dickinson in their band shell, and this can go down just a little bit, Andrea. At Dickinson, and it was another night like this that some clouds came in, and about showtime, everything got calm and just about perfect. And that's why we love North Dakota, the great northern land. If you don't like the weather, just a couple of minutes later, then it's much better. Or at least different, anyway. Well, my mom and my grandmas were very influential in my life. And as I would think each of you ladies out there could look at your life and the people that you've had a privilege of influencing and seeing that you really did make a difference. And one of the things that I like to think about when I see any sort of lady is that we as men really need to be grateful for you. Because as the female, you teach us the softer side of life. That the guys without a woman's influence, a mom or a grandma's influence, could probably be pretty harsh. But there's things that you teach us by just you being you. And so I want to sing this story song that I wrote, inspired by both of my grandmas and then my mom, who's out here. Her story started long ago, I'm still telling it today. Stood tall for all those years, watched us grow and play. Unselfishly continued when children moved away. Seems that now my heart is empty as I reminisce today. All the things she taught me, they are with me still. I'll carry on remembering, I know I always will. I'd like to think I'm doing well, though my age begins to show. I will cherish all my memories of all those years ago. She took care of all of us, and that's why I care now. Made it to those golden years, sometimes I don't know how. I learned to give and love from her, to always do my best. I'm glad I got to thank her, and for that I feel so blessed. All the things she taught me, they are with me still. I'll carry on remembering, oh I know I always will. I'd like to think I'm doing well, though my age begins to show. I will cherish all my memories of all those years ago. She poured into others, her legacy is sound. The lives that she's influenced around the world are found. You could say I've learned my lessons well. I hope to live a story that, like hers, they'll want to tell. 'Cause all the things she taught me, they are with me still. well, though my age begins to show. I will cherish all my memories of all those years ago. Thank you, Mom. My folks are Tim and Becky Hager, and some of you folks probably knew my grandparents, Elma and Richard Hager. Hagers have been in this area for quite a long time, since 1883, in fact. That's when our homestead was established, southwest of town. I did grow up on a grain and dairy farm just down that way a little bit, and I wouldn't trade the life that I grew up with for anything, I don't think, because you see, those events in my life have been part of what's made me into who I am today. When I was 7 years old, I learned to play guitar, and I wrote my first song at the age of 7. And I knew somehow at that young age that I wanted to use music to make a difference in people's lives. And so over the years and the decades, I continued to write, I continued to play, and chase that dream in a sense. 12 years ago, life happened in such a way that Andrea, my wife, who will join me later on the soundboard, Andrea and I had opportunity to follow a dream full-time. And we've been full-time with music for the last 12 years. This year's been a little bit of a creative change. We've had 70% of our concerts change. I've had 90 shows canceled this year already. And so it's made a little bit of an adjustment. But you see, the dream never dies. And that's the beauty of being who you are. I knew as a kid what I wanted to do. I wanted to write stories and sing songs that would make a difference. And so that's been my dream. It's taken us all around the United States. I have made annual trips to Japan using my music to reach the Japanese people. Andrea and I would have been flying out this week to Tokyo for the Olympics had they not been postponed. We will be in Tokyo next summer for the Olympics if everything continues to go as planned, using music to make a difference there as well. And so to get to be here in my hometown and share on this stage, a stage that I've watched so many productions when I was a kid, to get to be here is just a thrill for me personally. And I'm so glad to do it. All the songs that I sing from the platform are my original songs. And I have a new album that came out just last year, and so I'm kind of highlighting some of the songs from that album. And one of the songs talks about the sport of rodeo. And in the Western culture, the Western life, in Western music, there's a bad word. It's a 3-letter word. It's rap. Like rap, is it really music? Some people argue that. But in the sport of rodeo, in the livelihood of the cowboy, there are WRAPs. And so I thought, let me just marry these two ideas together. And I came up with what I call the cowboy rap. Drop the rope over the bull, hook and pull back through the loop. You center high, place your hand, listen close now, here's the scoop. Your palm is up, the rope goes on the handle, do not slip. And then back around and lay it there, hold it tight, you've got the grip, now that's a wrap. Bull rider rap. A corner, in the mouth of piggin string, a nod, a run, a loop is thrown around a calf neck. Here's the thing, off the horse, down the rope, flank the calf onto the ground, 3 legs tied up with the string, slack the rope, 6 seconds bound, now that's a wrap. Calf rope and wrap. ride, your attitude will show. Sometimes you go the distance, sometimes you take the fall. Just get up, get back on, try again, you're riding tall. Now that's a rap. Cowboy rap. To pack your rosin. Better screw your hat down tight, it's gonna be a wild ride. And don't forget to wear your boots at least a half the size too big. That's a wrap. Thank you. Most places I go, people will ask about the guitar that I play, and this is actually an Irish-made guitar. Some of you have maybe heard me talk about it before. The whole thing, everything on this instrument is carbon fiber. And what I love about it, most years we'll average about 130 concerts on the road. We average about 200 days driving someplace for some reason, doing something with the music. And the thing about this guitar is the temperature and the humidity do not affect it. All I do is change the strings. And it kind of sets me up for the next story song I want to do, because in the story of the American cowboy here in the Upper Plains, when the Great Potato Famine happened and many of the Irish came over as immigrants, they weren't very well liked, and some of those, a good number of those guys made their way to the large cattle companies and got a job, a special kind of job. They rode at the tail end of the herd, and they were a type of cowboy called a drover, and kind of like a spin of the one who drives. They're a drover, and I sometimes think that maybe I would have liked to have been born in a different time and a different place. Out on the prairie, I move around. Some say I'm a drifter, like snow on the ground, that's here for a season and gone by the spring. As soon as the meadowlarks sing, always their voices are calling to me, beckoning onward. There's more you should see. Right on, old drover, just ride towards the west. The life of a cowboy is blessed. Some think I'm riding for wealth or for fame, and some think I'm running, a woman to blame. But I can't escape it, I'll always ride tall. Wild trails and the cattle still call. Always their voices are calling to me, beckoning onward. There's more you should see. Right on. ride towards the west. The life of a cowboy is blessed. Hannah's going to come back up for a couple of songs here. I'm doing a Facebook Live video here. I did get some messages prior to the concert tonight of some folks who didn't know if they could get in with their car, and I assured them there'd be some room. But in either case, we've got folks from Valley City watching. We've got people actually right now watching around the world, and that's kind of exciting that they can tune in to Valley City, North Dakota, and enjoy live concert here in our beautiful park. Hannah's going to sing for you, and then she's got another one. This song she's going to sing is one of the most popular cowboy songs that's ever been recorded. And if you chance to go to a Western or a cowboy festival, you will hear this song at least a couple of times, if not more. It's one of the songs that's been most recorded in the cowboy genre, and you can find just a gazillion people who recorded it. It's called The Cowboy's Lament.
Till dawn, the moon was as bright as a reading light for a letter from an old friend back home. He said, last night I ran into Jenny. She's married and has a good life. Boy, you sure missed the track when you never came back. She's the perfect professional's wife. And she asked me, why do they ride for their money? Why do they roll for short pay? They ain't getting nowhere and they're losing their share. Oh, they all must be crazy out there. No, they've never seen the northern lights, never seen a hawk on a wing, never seen the spring at the Great Divide. No, they've never heard old Camp Cookie sing. Up to relieve me, he just looked at the letter and grinned. He asked me, why do they ride for their money? Why do they roll for short pay? They ain't getting nowhere and they're losing their share. Oh, they all must be crazy out there. No, they've never seen, no, they've never seen the northern lights, never seen a hawk on a wing, never seen the spring at the Great Divide. No, they've never heard old Camp Cookie sing. song I'm going to sing for you is, I actually do music therapy at the Shine Care Center here in town, and I sing this song a lot for them. This next one is by Kathy Mattea. This is 18 Wheels and a Dozen Roses. Charlie's got a gold watch, don't seem like a whole lot. After 30 years of driving up and down the interstate, and Charlie's got a good life, and Charlie's got a good wife. And after tonight, she'll no longer be counting the days. 18 wheels and a dozen roses, 10 more miles on his 4-day run, a few more songs from the all-night radio, then he'll spend the rest of his life with the one that he loves. Well, they'll buy a Winnebago, set out to find America. They'll do a lot of catching up, a little at a time, with pieces of the old dream. They're gonna light the old flame, doing what they please, leaving every other reason behind. 18 wheels and a dozen roses, 10 more miles on his 4-day run, a few more songs from the all-night radio, then he'll spend the rest of his life with the one that he loves. 18 wheels and a dozen roses, 10 more miles on his 4-day run, a few more songs from the all-night radio, then he'll spend the rest of his life with the one that he loves. Thank you so much. Where is Greg Agrap? There he is.
Thank you once again for Hannah Hager. We'll get her back up one more time before we're done here tonight. This has been an interesting year, as I mentioned earlier. Most years when we're not on the road, I typically will help out and I'll drive a lot of school bus trips. And one of the things I've noticed in the last couple of years in particular is that night trips when you're coming home from a sports event, they're pretty quiet, but they're no longer dark trips. You see, everybody has some kind of something that's occupying their thumbs and their minds. And I was driving home one night, I was looking in my big rear view, on a school bus, the driver has a mirror that's about 3 feet wide. You can look back and see everything that's happening. And I looked one night driving home and I thought, wait a second. Oh, everybody has a face that's just lit up like a Christmas tree. And so I asked myself a question that night. I said, people will talk about the dangers of secondhand smoke. And I thought to myself, nobody has ever tried to answer the question of what about secondhand phone? Until tonight, until this very moment, secondhand phone. You can text and you can tweet and you can think it's pretty neat. a solution to this optical pollution. It's all around, oh, can't you hear me groan? It's a logical rejection, it's not good for my complexion. The shadows dapple me just like a roan. Second-hand phone. Second-hand phone. Well, I wish you would leave your space where it belongs, not in my face. You can take your tube and stuff it. You've linked into Instagram, so don't tell Pinterest who I am. It's my choice to use or love it. Well, there must be a solution to this optical pollution. It's all around, oh, can't you hear me groan? It's a logical rejection, it's not good for my complexion. The shadows dapple me just like a roan. Second-hand phone. Second-hand phone. You guys remember the age of the selfie stick? Enough pictures of me I can't get. Here I am. People texting and walking and falling off of objects and things. Wow. Well, there must be a solution to this optical pollution. It's all around, oh, can't you hear me groan? It's a logical rejection, it's not good for my complexion. The shadows dapple me just like a roan. Second-hand phone. Second-hand phone. Your life disturbs me when I'd just as soon be left alone. Fingers smoking on the keys, my eyes are burning. Stop it, please, this isn't you just spending time alone. Oh, you're killing me with second-hand phone. You're never going to see a blue face at night the same either. The scary ones are when you're driving at night and you happen to pass by a car and they've got a white face because they got like their thumbs operating on the steering wheel. That's really scary. It really is. So maybe you'll think about, speaking of smartphones, how many of you guys wish you had your dumb phone back? The one that had buttons that you could actually touch and do something with instead of a screen. Well, in the age of the smartphone, though, I sang about a lot of different types of media. And if you would like, you can find me on Facebook at Greg Hager or Greg Hager Music. You can find me on Instagram at Greg Hager Music. You can find me on Twitter at Greg Hager. You can find me on MySpace at Greg Hager. You can find me on Pinterest at Greg Hager. If you use the social media, I probably have an account set up there. I'd love to get connected with you. For our friends watching on Facebook Live, just make sure to give this page a like and you'll keep up with all things Greg Hager. GregHager.com gets you in touch with all of the latest news as well, where we are, what we're doing. And it's a great way to keep in touch. And when you live on the road, you love to stay in touch with people. It's why you do what you do. And so I'm glad that we're here together enjoying this night. I sat with my Grandpa Hager not long before he passed away, and I said to him, Grandpa, I said, tell me about the good old days. And I thought he would do what he'd done so many times, and that was to start telling another story. But this time was different. He raised his finger and he said, Greg, the good old days weren't that good. They were mostly hard work. And then we had a nice conversation. But you see, Grandpa didn't want me to wish that I was living some other time in some other place. That these are the good days. These are the days to be living. And to not wish for that which was. And as though live in that time, but to move forward. And then it made me think about every single day that God lets me wake up in the morning means that I have a blank page in the life that will become my life's book. I get to write a new story. I get to write a new page, a new chapter, a new adventure every single day. The beautiful thing about the storybook of your life is I don't ever want to tear out pages from previous chapters, because you see, where I came from is part of what made me into who I am today. And I want to be able to look back and learn from those experiences, and in many cases maybe be better, learn from the mistakes, but keep moving forward, to carry on the beautiful traditions of life, the traditions of that which we have in our beautiful town of Valley City, the heritage, the history, to carry on a long line. I once asked a man about the years of yester. Wisdom answered with a twinkle in his eye. The good old days were not everything you think of. Took lots of hardship to get by. But I come from a long line of dreamers who saw the glass of life half full, who got it done by being workers and not schemers, and whose eyes were never covered up by wool. Now it's been said I dream about the years of yester, but my heart knows the best is yet to come. Looking back can help give you perspective, 'cause who I am's where I come from. And I come from a long line of dreamers who saw the glass of life half full, who got it done by being workers and not schemers, and whose eyes were never covered up by wool. Years from now, these days will be the years of yesterday. And if I'm asked, I'll tell it true. Now's the moment to be planning on your future. Your legacy is up to you, because you come from a long line of dreamers who saw the glass of life half full, who got it done by being workers and not schemers, and whose eyes were never covered up by wool. And you all come from a long line of dreamers who saw the glass of life half full, who got it done by being workers and not schemers, and whose eyes were never covered up by wool. Thank you so much. Thank you. Well, last year I did release, I actually released 2 albums last year. One of them in English and one of them in Japanese. And the English album has been doing pretty well for us, and want to just hit a couple of highlights. You see, for the last 14 months, the last just over a year since that album came out, the State of Mind album on the Western music playlist, the Western music charts around the world, has been in the top 30 Western albums worldwide on the playlists, and I'm proud of that part of it. The title track on that album, which I'm going to sing for you the next, is called State of Mind. And the State of Mind song spent 14 weeks as the #1 song in the world on the Western music playlists. Thank you. And behind on the sign here, you see this little moniker, Entertainer of the Year. It's coming up on almost 2 years ago with the Pro Cowboy Country Artists Association. I was named as the Entertainer of the Year in that genre of music. And just like you see with the Country Music Awards or the ACMs, all these different music groups, they have their various awards. This Entertainer of the Year award came from the Cowboy Country category. I'm also proud to say and announce tonight, if you listen to the radio interview that aired on KOVC AM 1490 this noon, you would have heard it, but I'm up for 4 awards with the Josie Music Awards. And the Josie Awards recognize artists who are not part of one of the major groups. And so out of 30,000 submissions, I have 4 nominations. I'm up for Artist of the Year in a couple of categories in the contemporary country as well as in the Western and Western and country genre. I've got Album of the Year. State of Mind is up for Album of the Year. And fourthly, and most importantly, is the nomination out of all of those submissions that I'm up for Entertainer of the Year. And so Labor Day weekend, we'll find out what might happen. But it just speaks to the power of a dream and the power of a community to educate and to provide opportunity and to get to be back here in hometown and to say thank you to the city, to all of you. Many of you teachers poured into my lives, and thank you. Thank you for all that you did for me. Here's State of Mind. Desert sand. From Arkansas to Michigan, you'll find what makes you a cowboy is the state of mind. State of mind. You don't have to go that far and you will find, no matter where you are, it's more than just a place you hang your hat. Friend, it's really so much more than that. It's a state of mind. I've seen it in Nebraska, but not only there. Iowa and Illinois have got their share. In fact, across this land of ours, from sea to sea, from Florida to Washington, there will be. From Canada to New Mexico, you'll find. What makes you a cowboy is the state of mind. State of mind. You don't have to go that far and you will find. Are. It's more than just a place you hang your hat. My friend, it's really so much more than that. It's the state of mind. It's more than just a place you hang your hat. Friend, it's really so much more than that. It's a state of mind. It's a state of mind. Sometimes people always want to know, as a songwriter and as someone who does only original music from the stage, why did you write a certain kind of song? You know, if you ask someone who writes a book or who writes poetry or maybe paints a picture, there's usually a reason for it. And so a lot of times as a songwriter, you like to look at a situation and everybody can see the situation. But the songwriter likes to ask a question, why? What happened that lets me see this situation? Well, on occasion, you might be traveling and you might see a table that could have 2 people in it, but only has 1. And you might sometimes ask yourself, why? Maybe you've been at a table for 2 alone. Well, I tried to answer that question in this next song. This one's been getting a lot of play in England the last month, and so I'm glad to do it for you tonight. Walks through the door like he's been there before, picks a table and sits down, leans back in his chair as to say I don't care, but his world is upside down. He orders a meal but the feeling is real, tries to hide it with a grin. Truth is cruel and it starts closing. Table for 2, it's a party of 1. Trying just to have a good time, but he ain't having no fun. A different time, a different place, a different view he can't erase. When she was here, before it came undone. With the party of 1. She sits there alone, keeps checking her phone for a text or a missed call. Makes a confident air like she hasn't a care, but her back's against the wall. Picks at her plate, but nothing gets ate. Thinks her future is so grim. She asks for the tab and then calls for a cab. Tells herself that she don't need him. Sitting at a table for 2 with a party of 1. Trying just to have a good time, but she ain't having no fun. A different time, a different place, a different view she can't erase. When he was here, before it came undone. Now she's sitting at a table for 2 with the party of 1. Table for 2 with a party of 1. Trying just to have a good time, but they ain't having no fun. But try as they might, it doesn't seem right. They ain't fooling anyone when they're sitting at a table for 2 with the party of 1. Sitting at a table for 2 with the party of 1. Thank you. See, mistakes are what lets the audience know that this is not fake, this is real performance. Pick up there, like if you drive down a road and you have the white blip with the painted lines, and all of a sudden there's a pothole. Sometimes in my mind the lyrics are like the white dots, and sometimes there's a pothole and there's no words to say or sing. But Hannah, come on up. Hannah can, I talked at the beginning, Hannah can do something that many of you have heard her do before. She can do something that I wish very dearly, very, very dearly that I could do. But like she used to say when she was younger, Dad, get off the stage and leave it to the professionals.
I went out to Medora, where all the cowboys be, to try to learn to yodel with my ee-diddle-o-dee-o. I drove on down the highway on a clear and sunny day. There I met a cowboy who was yodeling away. He taught me to yodel, yodel-o-dee-o-dee-o-dee-o-dee-o-dee-o-dee-o-dee. He taught me to yodel, Woo! You know what? That's a little too slow. I think we can go faster. Now I'm going to teach you guys. Now I'm going to teach you all the yodel just like me. It's easier when you're singing to go lazy. First you take a deep breath and exhale 1, 2, 3. Then you'll hear the yodeling sound if you listen close to me. This is how to yodel, yodel. Offer lessons at the end of the show, but it will cost you.
Yodelay, yodelay, yodelay.
That I don't know. Just
Yodelay, yodelay, yodelay.
you just do what you know. I'll do what I know.
Sometimes I really wish I could yodel. I want to sing a song that I like to do getting toward the end of every concert that I do, because especially here in July, it seems like people are just a little bit more patriotic, that we've just anticipating celebrating the birthday of our great country, or we've just passed that date, and in this case we're just a little bit past July 4th. In my travels, I was in Tennessee some time back, and I saw a man who's wearing a veteran hat, and as is my custom, always I took off my hat and I went right up to him, and I stuck out my hand and I said, "Sir, thank you for your service to our country." And I want to sing to you the true story of what happened in the next couple of minutes after I did that. And tonight I want to sing this song in honor of any of you great citizens in this community who have served our country in any capacity, because you were willing to serve fellow man. And that's an amazing love, that's an amazing heart to serve your neighbor and to potentially chance maybe even paying the final price. So I'm going to sing you this true story, because this old man didn't think that he was worthy of thanks. He didn't think he had done enough, because he came back alive. Met a man in a cafe the other afternoon. Started talking about old times and what he used to do. He told me he was a soldier, that he'd seen a lot of men die. was when he got angry that he was living today. I tried my best just to listen, but through his tears he heard me say that not every hero has to die. You were one of the lucky, and I'm glad that you're alive. Wish I could do more to thank you, but I'm glad I got to try. 'Cause not every hero has to die. He told me that he was sorry, that the words I'd said were true, but he just seldom was noticed or even thanked for things he had to do. I said, sir, I'm so grateful for the gift that you gave to me. The fact is that you were willing. Freedom isn't free. I took a last drink of coffee and I got up and I started to leave. I said goodbye to that old man, and there were tears wiped on his sleeve. I could tell he was thinking of some words he wanted to say. Thanks, he said in a whisper, for reminding me today that not every hero has to die. You were one of the lucky, and I'm glad that you're alive. Wish I could do more to thank you, but I'm glad I got to try. 'Cause not every hero has to die. Wish I could do more to thank you, but I'm glad I got to try. 'Cause not every hero has to die. Thank you so much. And we do have some very, very real heroes here in the audience tonight. From the bottom of my heart, I'm a proud American, and I'm so thankful for what you guys did for all of us. We're grateful for your service. Thank you. You can find that little sheet. Thank you. I need a runner. This has been an interesting year. You'll have to hold it for me too, girl. This has been an interesting year, to say the least. And I was thinking about in my own life, my own music career. We're full-time music. That's what we do. This year, I've had 70% of my confirmed concerts cancel. Starting back, we were on tour in California in March and had 11 shows down in that part of the country. Just poof, and then it's been a cascading event ever since, and even got cancellations for later this year last week. So still a lot of uncertainty in folks' mind, and I thought, if you come on this side, and I thought to myself, you know, there's an answer to this. And if I didn't have a very deep faith in Jesus Christ, what would I do in the face of adversity? What's the one thing that doesn't change regardless of my circumstances? And that's the truth of the gospel of Christ. And I thought about the times that we're in and what happens in a lot of people's lives who don't have any sort of founding or foundation or footing. What happens to them? There's a new song. In times like these, many people lose their way. They don't know what to say or where to go. Feelings change doubt can grow. So I am holding on to what I know. In times like these, I know who holds tomorrow. In times like these, I know who holds my hand. I have learned to trust and how to follow, and I stand tallest on my knees in times like these. Like these, many people fall apart. They don't know where to start or what to do. Troubles come, yet every day is new. So I am holding on to what is true. Like these, I know who holds tomorrow. In times like these, I know who holds my hand. I have learned trust and how to follow, and I stand tallest on my knees in times like these. I can't change anything with worry. I have found a better way. Times like these, I know who holds tomorrow. In times like these, I know who holds my hand. I have learned trust and how to follow, and I stand tallest on my knees in times like these. In times like these. Can I have Andrea come on up? I think I told the story last year. We were on a stage in Japan a few years ago, and I was going to do a big introduction for Andrea. She came up to the platform, and I said, "Please welcome my better half to the platform." And the translator looked at me and he goes, "What's a better half?" I said, well, in America, we kind of call our spouse sometimes the better part of us, the part that makes us into more than we ever could have been, and sort of completes us in a sense. And please welcome my wife, Andrea, and then everybody said, welcome, Andrea.
In the valley.
Sitting high in the saddle, the whole world seems so clear. The only things that matter to me are what I I see from here. She's tending the garden. I watch the children grow. And I see the cattle grazing in the valley below.
In the valley below.
That's where the greenest grass is. And that's where the shade trees are. That's where the water's sweet and home is never too far.
In the valley below.
That's where I run for shelter when the wind starts to blow. And I know I'll stay forever in the valley below. I've been riding for years now on the same old piece of land, and I see wire and cedar borders that were placed by my hand. The prairie is changing, a natural ebb and flow, and I hope my final ride is in the valley below.
In the valley below.
That's where the greenest grass is, and that's where the shade trees are. That's where the water's sweet and home is never too far. That's where I run for shelter when the wind starts to blow. And I know I'll stay forever in the valley below.
In the valley below.
That's where the greenest grass is, and that's where the shade trees are. That's where the water's sweet and home is never too far.
In the valley below.
That's where I run for shelter when the wind starts to blow. And I know I'll stay forever in the valley below. Thank you so much. Going to keep Andrea up for one more song. We've got just a couple of songs left this evening. You folks have been so great and wonderful and gracious. And that song, in times like these, it referenced what is so about my life, and the things that that I find to be foundational are the things that don't change. And you see, I've learned to look at all things in life through the lens and the perspective that Jesus doesn't change. My circumstances do, and if I just seek the answer in the right spot, no matter what the question of life is, that the answer can always be found in faith and a relationship with Him. Though the fig tree does not blossom, and there are no crops in the field, I will never get discouraged, for God will bring abundant yield. When the fruit of all my labor doesn't get me anywhere, I'll still be joyful in my Savior, and I'll thank Him then and there. 'Cause He's my light, He's my song, He's my strength to carry on. It's by His grace that I've been freed. He's the answer to my need. There are times where I am tempted my song, He's my strength to carry on. It's by His grace that I've been freed. He's the answer to my need. I know my life is like a garden with many fruits that could be grown. I also know that God is careful with the seed that He has sown. There are droughts and times of thirsting when I'm praying for His rain. And there are times of sweet refreshing. Both I'll raise my voice again. 'Cause He's my light, He's my song, He's my strength to carry on. It's by His grace that I've been freed. He's the answer to my need. And He's my light, He's my song, He's my strength to carry on. It's by His grace that I've been freed. He's the answer to my need. He's the answer to my need.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Andrea. About a month ago, we celebrated 25 years of marriage. It's been an adventure. Yes, there's the affirming nod. I've got one last song for you guys tonight. We'll be around at our table tonight. I've got some of those Be Who You Are bands, those little bracelets. If you are a kid or you want to be a kid or you need a little reminder, or maybe you know somebody who needs to have something positive poured into their life, I have hundreds of them. Come and pick up as many as you need to change a life, and we'd be glad to send some of those with you. You never know what a small little reminder can do in the life of a youngster or maybe even a grown-up. Hey, friend, be who you are. Chase a better dream. Chase your dream. Be who you are. We've had a beautiful night here in the park. It's been almost surreal again for me to stand on this platform and to get to be here and entertain my community, to get to share my songs with you and my stories. Because you see, what we've done is we've made a very, very, very valuable exchange, a trade in a sense. You guys have given me some of your time. It's time you can't get back. And in exchange, I've given you some of my time, of my life, my stories, my songs, my perspectives. It's been beautiful that we've shared this moment here tonight. And I'll never forget being here. I'll never forget this evening. Faces and no, but names probably. But being here, I'll never forget. This is a song that I've been closing out all my concerts with over the last year. It's on the new album. Do stop over, take a look at what we have available. And I hope this song is as true as the name of it. It's called I'll Come Back. When I'm away, it always calls my name. Though it changes, somehow stays the same. Memories made here stay in my heart. Words cannot convey the depth. So let me start by saying one thing that is true. I know what to do. I'll cherish every moment until it's gone.
they say is where you keep your heart. And part of me is here, so let me start by saying one thing that is true. I know what to do. I'll cherish every moment until it's gone. But I'll see you again, though I don't know just when. So promise me you'll smile and sing my song, and I'll come back to you before too long. One thing that is true, I know what to do. I'll cherish every moment until it's gone. But I'll see you again, though I don't know just when. So promise me you'll smile and sing my song, and I'll come back to you before too long. I'll come back to you before too long. Thank you so much, Valley City. Been a pleasure to be here. Have a great rest of your night.
No, it says, where's the save button? No, it'll do it.